off and on all weekend long.
Interesting. I did not. I got a little rain. Well, Brews and Barbecue Saturday, it rained late, maybe 5 o'clock or something.
And it didn't rain for long.
No, it was very light. And then yesterday, I must have been lucky because I was running around doing errands. I didn't get rained on at all until later in the night. I ran up to my in-laws, and they had gotten rain, and you could tell, like, their house was wet, the roads were wet, but it was only like that neighborhood, that block or two. And otherwise, it was dry. I was dry all weekend.
I got to tell you, it was not a washout this weekend, and I think you can tell the people who work hard by the like Monday morning for us, where I live, is where the trucks come around and pick up the refuse. So you can tell by the number of cans you have in front of your house who works hardest. I think I have 9 in front of my house. There's like 7 or 8 maybe.
Who works hardest cleaning their yard?
Yeah, apparently, yeah. Well, it could mean your work, if there's nothing in front of your yard, it could mean you're working hard doing something else. It's possible, but probably not likely when it's not raining out. The fact is, it was a pretty nice weekend, and the turn has occurred here. We're actually going to see some 80-degree temperatures this week. I'm not going to make any predictions because last week at this time we were talking about sunshine, full sunshine through the whole weekend, and it didn't turn out quite that way. So Memorial Day weekend looks hot. Right now they're calling for thunderstorms, but who knows what that means after this weekend.
I can't wait till it's 85 degrees. That way I can sit inside and crank the air conditioner.
Well, I believe Thursday will be your day to turn up the AC.
And then you'll complain about how hot it is.
All right, this morning we have on the program, and I don't know anything about this, and for my wife being an addicted Housewives fan, she's an addict. She watches these programs, and I don't understand. It's all the same stuff. They fight and they argue. They push each other and swear at each other. And that's that's just in the preview for the first 60 seconds. Andrew, this morning there's a new program out there, right?
Yes.
Real Housewives of Utica, and it's going to be very. Wouldn't that be something?
Oh boy,
it's the Real Housewives of
Dallas. And this is interesting.
And Andrew likes this because his girlfriend's name just so happens to be
Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she, that's not. I mean, one of the reasons I was like, okay, this interview might be interesting, is that they're promoting this woman as like a saint. Now, I'm not saying she's not. I mean, she's done a lot with charity work and traveling to third world countries and doing all these things. And I'm looking at her bio and I'm thinking, this is not the type of woman I would typically feel would be on one of these shows. So how are they going to get? I mean, I really would be interested to know if she's one of the ones that is, starting trouble, because I mean, really, the resume that they gave for this woman is not typical of somebody you would see on there.
But she probably still fights and yells and screams and stuff, right?
I'm hoping.
Yeah. And, okay, so I know nothing about this woman, and Andrew's asked, sometimes you have to do an interview to get an interview. There's a little give and take in this world. It's like, this is what we're doing today. So we're going to, I'd like to come up with a hat. And inside the hat, put in 10 or 15 questions. And I'll just pull out the questions as we go along, and I'll ask whatever question comes up.
Yeah, I like it.
The other option was an interview. We used to do it like this, and that would be the interview would actually be done with my headphones off. So I would ask the questions, but sometimes interrupt the guest and not know when they were done talking. But I don't think we should do that, because then what we're doing this interview for will never end up happening. No fruition. We won't be going to, anyway, you know what I mean. All right, coming up in a second, we're going to talk to Rachel Sutherland, Fox News Radio. It looks like Donald Trump, we talked about this last week, Newt Gingrich seems to be the name being tossed around. Is that a surprise? You don't buy it?
I don't buy it.
Not going to happen. Who do you think it's going to be? Do you have anybody?
I don't know. He's also meeting with someone today, and I just spaced on the name Bob Corker. But I really thought that he would pick a woman just to balance the Hillary thing, but I don't know.
Well, let's see.
There's plenty of time, and it is so early, and we're watching the numbers change and everything. Just look through history. It is May. It's not even Memorial Day, although it will be this weekend. And so much can change between now and there.
Absolutely.
But I got to tell you, the polls continue to change. Bernie Sanders beats Donald Trump. Hillary beats Donald Trump, but now only 3 points in an NBC poll released yesterday. Surprise?
No.
The hammering continues of Hillary Clinton. I saw an interview with her yesterday, and she's kind of smiling it off, still says she's going to be the nominee. And I got to tell you, it's heating up between her and Bernie Sanders, really heating up to the point where I think they hate each other right now. I don't know that these two can come back together.
I don't know. I'll be curious to see what John Zogby has to say if we talk to him later this week about Hillary Clinton's viability, because as he had said last season that she wasn't going to be the candidate, and I still think that there's a possibility of that. She's so tired and worn, and so is Bernie Sanders, but not as much.
I think she looks like a sprinter when you put her next to Bernie Sanders. I'm sorry.
But when you put them both,
and the campaigns are long, and they are. You put the two of them together, he looks like a man who's about to die. And what these young college students have and see in this guy, other than free soup and free payroll and free who knows what,
college education,
free everything, which no one knows how that could ever be paid for. I don't get it, but man, he has. It's the outside the box candidate, just like Trump. He's the out of the norm candidate.
But you put Trump next to Clinton, and there's no denying that she looks worn and tired, and he doesn't look like he's stopping.
Well, okay, all right. Either way, it is crazy how the two of them, and I'm not. She's trying to avoid her battle with Bernie Sanders, but Sanders just continues to hammer her. So anyway, we'll talk to Rachel Sutherland coming up in a few minutes, and we'll speak about this whole Newt Gingrich thing. Listen, also this morning we'll give you a free money chance, free money opportunity from the Hobico Law Firm, a chance at $1, $2, or $300 in cash. Also in this morning is Robert Channing. He did a thing, and it was awesome. We just have a story that just went up on our news site at WIBX950.com, and he did a whole series of SU basketball paintings, speed paintings, the glitter paintings. And he did Pearl Washington, and Boeheim paid $10,000 for it. It goes up today in a special ceremony. It'll be permanently placed at the campus today. He also did Boeheim and his wife, and he did the whole team. One of the paintings, I think one of the full team paintings, went for $30,000 at a fundraiser. The one that he had at the Turning Stone recently. Anyway, he'll be in later on this morning to talk about that, and I think he's going to bring in the Pearl Washington painting that was purchased by Boeheim. So pretty cool. He'll be in a little bit. Christine with an update right now at 6:19. Not a bad day on the way here today. Starting at 50 degrees.